You know what my greatest trick wasn't? Making people sin. It was making them think I was everywhere doing everything. Turns out, humans are fantastic at ruining their own lives without my help. I'm practically unemployed. Let's talk about what you actually believe about me versus what's, real. 1985. America loses its mind. Heavy metal is satanic. Dungeons and Dragons summons demons. Backwards records have hidden messages telling you to kill yourself. One problem: it was all bullshit. Parents were terrified their kids were joining a global satanic cult. The FBI investigated. They found nothing. Zero evidence. But the fear, that spread like wildfire. Here's the real joke. The panic itself was more destructive than anything I supposedly orchestrated. Ruined families, prosecuted innocent people, all because someone told you to be afraid of me. You did that, not me. This is my favorite one. Genocides, slavery, child abuse, all me, apparently. No, that's you. That's all you. You've killed more people in my name than I ever could have dreamed. The Crusades, the Inquisition, the Holocaust, slavery. You've become so good at justifying atrocities that you needed me as a scapegoat so you could sleep at night. The devil made me do it. Translation: I'm too afraid to admit I'm capable of this. Here's what actually happened. You invented me to explain the darkness inside yourselves. Then you projected it outward. Genius psychological defense mechanism, honestly. You know what actual Satanists are? Atheists with better marketing. The Church of Satan? Started by a guy who wanted to piss off religious people. They don't worship me. They don't believe I exist. They worship themselves. Radical self-interest, individual freedom, that kind of thing. But sure, let's pretend they're infiltrating your schools and government. Makes for better stories than the truth. You're just afraid of people who think differently than you. If I'm all-powerful and evil, and God is all-powerful and good, why am I still here? Why hasn't God just deleted me? Because the real answer is uncomfortable. Maybe I'm useful. Maybe you need me to explain why a loving God allows suffering. Theology calls it the problem of evil. I call it the biggest plot hole in monotheism. God could stop me any time, but then you'd have to admit he either can't or won't. And that's scarier than any demon, isn't it? Here's the truth they don't want you thinking about. I've never forced anyone to do anything. You have free will. You choose to lie, cheat, hurt people, destroy the planet. I'm not the enemy of humanity. You are. But blaming me? That's comfortable. That's easy. Because if I'm real and powerful, then you're not responsible. You're a victim of cosmic forces beyond your control. But what if I'm not real? What if I'm just the shadow you cast when you refuse to look in the mirror? Then, everything you've done, all of it, that's your responsibility. So here's my final thought. Stop blaming me for your darkness. Own it. Because once you admit you're capable of evil, you become capable of something better. Choosing not to do it. That's not redemption. That's just called being human. And honestly, that scares me way more than any God ever could.